My name is Alex Hagen, and I'm here today to tell P3 criteria. Right, so today I'll be discussing and explaining the software utility and what each utility is. And this will be firewall, defragmentation, and driver format. Drive format. Right, what is a software utility? A software utility is software that helps maintain a computer. This is usually based on how the computer operates. This includes the operating system, the software, and all the data. There are different types of utilities, such as antivirus software, backup software, and even a disk checker, etc. These are different software utilities, as you can see, with ABG and stuff. Right, what is a firewall for? A firewall is used to make sure that bad content is blocked from entering or leaving a computer's network. And this is done by not letting users be able to open up this type of content from emails or websites. So if a company has set a certain rule, like blocking it or something, then the content, like if an employee tries to go against this rule, then it will stop this from happening. Sometimes it takes more than one firewall to protect a system, because internal devices are sometimes different from the external. And also they can be set up so that only way for traffic to leave a network, it must be sent from a computer that has logged on. Traffic is only able to enter the network for a firewall to be stronger, but this is only allowed if the person starts a conversation within the network. Right. What is defragmentation for? Well, defragmentation is basically organizing files. Is what it's kind of like taking files and basically just like it could be 1, 2, and it'll be, well, you'll see it in the next slide which way it is, but usually it's files that are organized so that the computer can run faster, because sometimes in software is downloaded, the operating system must find a memory slot to put into, but this may take longer because all the old software data has been deleted, has memory slots scattered all over the drive, so that it makes all the process slower. So defragging the computer makes it organized so that all parts of the files are saved in order beside each other, and this allows the new software to find continuous empty slots and save them all together. As you can see, this is a defrag. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got these empty spaces. But over here, they've filled up these empty spaces to put it all in an order. It makes it easier. Right. What is driver formatting or drive formatting? When you buy a computer, the hard drive will already be formatted, but there's two different types of formatting. Formatting is basically removal of data and information that is stored on a computer's hard drive. Once it is formatted, then any information that was on there is gone. Well, gone in a sense. You can get two different types of formatting. Low-level formatting, which is if there's any issues are found, it initially sets up tracks and sectors. This section that the issue was found on will be set as unusable by the user that is formatting the hard drive. Also, there's high-level formatting, and a file system that is then created and details are placed into these folders. If you decide to sell a computer, as I was saying before, sometimes format the hard drive, but this does not mean that all the information is gone. So take the hard drive out, because sometimes people with the right knowledge will basically take this and end up getting information. So this is my part 2 of my assignment. Right. So in this section, I will be explaining how software utilities can improve the performance of a computer. I will also be explaining how each of the above can improve a computer's performance. I will be explaining what benefits they bring to a computer and also how these benefits come about. So, how do software utilities improve the performance of a computer system? Software utilities can improve a computer system's performance by having antivirus software and other utilities, because each of these either protect the computer or make the computer run smoother for the user, or even fix any technical difficulties there may be with the hardware or even the software. So, as we can see in part 1 of the slide, there are a lot of software utilities, and each of these have different functions that help improve the computer's performance. How can a firewall improve a computer's performance? A firewall improves the computer system performance by protecting the system from any inappropriate content that there may cause harm to the computer or to a system of computers. If a user does get access to anything inappropriate, then this could give hackers a chance to cause damage to a network and get information from a company. So this is very beneficial for a company, as they can set up a firewall so that employees can access any websites that have inappropriate content on them. How can defragging a computer help a computer's performance? Well, defragging a computer does help the computer's performance because it helps speed up the opening of files and performance of the computer itself. So since all of the files are organized, it's allowing the processor to do less work, because all it has to do then is find an empty slot to put all the files into. This makes the computer load things faster because there is less pressure on the processor. So the processor hasn't got as much of that pressure on it as it used to, because it used to have to try and find an empty slot and they don't know split up. Now it's actually found an empty slot because everything's in order. So more people should defrag their computer so that it runs faster. So how does formatting the drive help improve performance of the computer? Formatting the drive does help the computer's performance of the computer, because once it is formatted, then it has no more files to go through. So this is less pressure on the processor, because all it has to do then is get straight to what the user is looking at to do, instead of having to go through all this information and piling on to the processor. So it is a benefit also because then it allows the user to store more files, because then there's more space on the computer, and also then the speed of the computer then will be increased. The downfall of this is that the hard drive is not removed and only formatted. Then someone with the right knowledge, as I said before, could get any information back. So it is best to just take the hard drive out and sell the computer itself. A blank disk can also help speed up the computer, because the processor will more focus on the disk than it will focus on anything else, and it won't go through all those files, and it is less pressure. So with that, it will help the computer slow down and stop freezing. So today I have explained what a software utility is and what each utility is for. I have also discussed all of the points of how computers' performance can be improved through defragmentation, firewall and formatting the drive. I hope you have enjoyed this PowerPoint. If you have any questions.